good, family? I appreciate y'all being here. Welcome to the very first episode of Behind the Business podcast. This is a podcast where I have creative conversations with my creative friends. Today, I want to tell y'all a little bit about me. So let's get into it. Behind the scenes is important to me because I feel like that's what I embody as a person. I am a behind the scenes type of guy first and foremost. Never seen myself being in front of the camera or anything like that, but when I did decide to step in front of the camera, it was to put a face with the brand. And I think people get so focused on the success and reaching a certain goal that they don't pay attention and enjoy the journey along the way. And so that's what I think behind the scenes represents. It's showing the journey. Man, I hope to show and capture people's journey to success, man. I want to capture people how they want to be captured in their, raw essence of who they really are. And I would just want to show the process. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, behind the scenes is about showing the journey and giving people, not all of you, but enough, to where they can kind of see a process from start to finish. So, man, that's a great question. Videography found me at a desk working as a leasing consultant. While I was there, I was on YouTube researching and looking up job opportunities that I could and be within the same industry, but kind of being on the creative side of things. So I discovered real estate photography. I was trying to get into that and see how I could, be creative and be behind the camera that way. Yeah, I started with my phone, what I had at the time, and was just trying to be as creative as I could with that and telling stories with that. And it found me that way. And yeah, I just kind of grew a love and a passion for just the visual storytelling. Passion is important to me because I consider myself a very passionate person, not only when it comes to storytelling, but when it comes to life, period. Everything I do with a certain type of passion. And if you don't do it with passion, then I feel like you shouldn't do it at all. Man, picking up a camera has done some amazing things for me. It's given me some confidence that I didn't know I had. It's definitely put me in positions to be a director, be more vocal, be vulnerable, be creative on a level that I didn't know that existed. You know what I'm saying? It definitely allowed me to show my true and authentic self through how I tell stories visually, and I think people really resonate with that. From testimonials and people commenting on my work, they really feel immersed and they feel like they were, there and a part of whatever event, So I think that's very important style and what I try to convey in the message. I really want people to feel the experience of what it was like to be in that room and whatever event, that I'm shooting, whether that's a corporate event or whether that's a, vacation recap video. I just want to make it feel like you were there. And if I can continually do that, then I'm doing what I feel like my purpose is. Picking up a camera changed my life because it puts me in a different perspective of things. I also noticed since I started picking up a camera that people trust your direction. You know what I'm saying? When you have that camera in your hand, you are a director. You do have to direct people. It's changed my life, man. Put me in a lot of different positions that I never thought I would be in. It's put me in rooms that I never thought I would be in. Just, capture a lot of different creative people and just come across a lot of creative minds and people that's under your leadership and under your direction, essentially, because they trust you to be creative and use your best creative judgment to get their vision across. If you are looking to start the journey of a content creator, man, I would say to use what you have, start with what you have. Gear, it does matter, but when you're starting out, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the creative intent behind what you use. So that's one thing I would say. Another thing I would say is you have to do free work. I know you hear it a lot, but Free work will get you opportunities. It will get you indoors to where you could soak up, knowledge from that free work, or you can soak up behind the scenes content from that free work, or whatever you have to do. Free work is important. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the process. And I would say just never stop. Find creative ways to get in those doors. I have some stories that I'm sure we'll get into about things and creative ways that I've gotten into. I got media passes just by, being crafty, not taking no for an answer. The most important thing is being ready. Being ready when that time comes. When that call comes, you have to be ready to accept it. You have to be ready to produce. I would say overshoot. When you get on the shoots, overshoot. That way you have a lot of content to, play with later in the editing bay. All those things that I've just named are things that I've done to get to where I am. And you're no different than me. You know what I'm saying? If I took the time to and sacrificed and did all the free work and put myself in positions to be in those rooms, then you can do the same. What I'm hoping to do with Behind the Business is just get like-minded creative people in the same room, have creative conversations with my creative friends and just brainstorm together. How can we help others? How can we put others on? I want to definitely connect my audience with, somebody else's audience who may need that connection. You never know what creative conversations could do to inspire the next generation or the next, up and coming artists, next up and coming videographer, up and coming business owner, up and coming fashion clothes designer. You never know. So my overall goal is to just get these people in the room, man, have creative conversations and help somebody. I would say the overall mission behind my brand is creativity is unlimited because the source is infinite. And what that means is creativity is unlimited because God, the source, is infinite. And I feel like our creativity comes from the creator. So creativity is unlimited. The more you create, the more you have to create. What's next for me is kind of doing everything just on a grander scale, growing the business, expanding the creativity and partnering, linking with brands and like-minded people within the communities doing the same thing I'm doing. Behind the Business podcast, you can definitely expect that coming very soon. This is the very first episode, so I'm glad y'all are along with the journey. Continue to elevate, continue to make great content. We got a lot coming up, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Business podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Okay. And I definitely don't think I answered this right on the first one then.